Welcome to Reach the World ASAP. My name is Pastor Scott Griswold, the Associate Director for ASAP Ministries. And today I'm really delighted to have my good friend with me, Greg Whitsett, the Director for the Center for East Asian Religions. Welcome, Greg. It's good to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be here. Thank you.
We've been talking about something that is a crisis in Bangkok, Thailand, the place where you live. Could you please just go right into the story that led you into knowing about that crisis?
Well, 2 years ago, my family moved to Bangkok. And as we're getting to know the place, of course, we start meeting people. And we met some folks from Pakistan. And we don't know what their story is, but as we met them, and we quickly began to realize, though, that they were asking us for help, that they were wanting some money for food and things like this. And like, oh, well, tell us your background. What's going on, to see if you don't want to just
you never know why people are asking what they're up to.
Yeah. Exactly. And we've had experiences where we have helped, especially when we were new living in Asia, and we've helped people, and we see that they're not using their money in a way that is really helping them, and so our money was hurting them, actually, not helping
Turn around and go buy a bottle of alcohol.
Exactly.
Go for it.
So anyway, I want to know more about their story and so forth, and they're asylum seekers from Pakistan, and they have a longer than anticipated wait in Bangkok. The UNHCR is processing their application and so forth. And they'd been there for some time, several years. And they said their money had given out and they didn't have anything left. And I thought, well, this is strange, There's a community, there's the UN and all this. They must have means. And so I offered to pray for them and that sort of thing. But over the months, you begin to know more and more. And this one particular family I met, we thought, well, of course, regardless of their financial need, everyone needs friends. So we'll be friends with them. But even then, you're kind of concerned, how often is the request for help going to come up? And it's uncomfortable to say no, because you want to be giving, but you want to be safe. But as we got to meet them and talk with them more, we began to hear more of the story. They're both professional people, had well-paying jobs, and actually the man's wife was teaching in a university, so well-educated. And this family, the husband had worked with journalism, that sort of thing, and he had written an article about the human rights of Christians, actually, and dealt with that issue. And
it's
when that
huge.
was published,
great problems.
And when that was published, immediately it caused a bit of frustration. Now, this was a Pakistani publication, so it was obviously going through the system, but still there were some who were offended. And so then they decided that they were going to attack and try to kill this family. So this family fled the country, came to Bangkok to find safety because they didn't want, of course, to lose their lives. And so since they'd been there in Bangkok, what they had hoped would be 6 months, a year, something like that, their funds ran out.
Stretched into several years.
Yes, and now they've been there 3 years, actually. And so the situation is just very difficult. And so now they're asking for help. And it's like, well, there must be organizations here to help them. So then I began doing some research. Why is the church not responding in an organized fashion, and seeing, some of the different ones are helping different ways, and looking at different organizations, looking at ADRA, looking at the UN, and different things, and realizing that this was a growing crisis, that more and more people are coming. In fact, a year ago, there were 7,500 asylum seekers. Today, there's double that. Almost
double that.
13,000.
So what did you do?
Well, the question is, Scott, how do you help 13,000 people?
No, you can't.
Exactly. So then how can you help one if you can't help all? So again, you're kind of stuck. You're frozen with, what do I do? And what had changed for us, and we started helping this family, is we began to realize that they weren't eating much, and realizing that they were facing eviction from the apartment that they had. But actually, there was the police were looking for illegal immigrants, because even though they have papers with the UN that they have registered, applied, they don't have legal status in the country, so their tourist visas run out. And so there was a period of fear where 19 people crowded into our friend's house because they saw the police coming and checking on houses in the apartment block where they were.
Wow.
And so they quickly fled with trash bags, putting their things in trash bags, and they all came to my friend. So there's 19 people in there, in the house.
So did the police ever find him or any of them?
No, because where he was, it was, the police hadn't come there yet, but he was frantic. He said, Greg, please help me. What do I do? And I was trying to find different organizations, people. And finally I said, I have a house. I need to invite them to some of these people to stay in my house. They're in one room with 19 people in one bedroom. And here I have a house with a guest room. So I said, okay, please have some stay with me. Well, by the time I came up with the answer, they had found other answers and they were able to disperse. So they didn't stay with me. But then it really raised my attention that there's a problem here.
These are people struggling. These are people afraid. They're in great need.
So let me come down to the latest story. The little girl, she's about 8 years old. She fell and broke her elbow.
Their little girl.
Their little girl. Yeah, this family has a little boy and little girl. One is 8, the other one is 5 or 6. And they came to our house. She said, "What do we do?" And they know my wife is a nurse. And so my wife looked at it. It's pretty clear it's broken. So my wife took them to the hospital, to our Adventist hospital there. And they look at it. They says, "Oh, this break is bad. It needs surgery." And so it ended up that they had to do the surgery, but they have no insurance. They have nothing. But how do you not help? So the hospital was able to discount a little bit, but we needed to go ahead and help this little girl have her arm repaired. And out of thanks, they came to our house. And every evening, they would bring food to our house. And my wife's like, "No, you don't. We understand you don't have the means to do this." And they says, "No, you don't understand. We must help you. We can't. You just, we've done this for us." They said, "And we will repay you when we finally are able to relocate and get a job. We will repay everything." We said, "No, just pay it forward to someone else who needs help. This is what God has done for us. This is what we want to do for you." Amen. So they began bringing the food, and my wife noticed that the food got less and less. And then one day, the wife brought a meal. She said, "I'm so sorry. All I can bring is rice. I don't have chapatis. I don't have this for you." And she said, "I'm embarrassed, but I don't have any food." And my wife was touched and realized that they truly have nothing. And my wife began to ask her, "What's happened?" And she said, "Well, we had wedding bands. We sold those. So we have some food money, but we've run out of money again. And now I have my dowry, the gold necklace." And she said, "We're going to have to sell that next." But that's her, it's like an heirloom. That's something that is sentimental value to her. And so these people truly are in need. And that's what I'm finding in friendship, that these are true needs. It's not just they didn't come to Bangkok, left all their loved ones behind just to be in Bangkok and have a better life. No, it's a horrible life they have. And this particular family, because they're professional, they had money, and they actually helped sponsor a village school in Pakistan where they lived. And in January, they showed me, they got the email, they shut the school down because there's no sponsor now for their school. And they said, "Brother, thank you for what you helped. We're so sad to tell you, but we've closed the school." And he looked at me, he said, "Greg, I can't help them, and I can't even help my own children."
Well, this is real. This is not just a story of some statistics of 13,000 asylum seekers. This is a family that is now your friends, and you see their need and their struggle. So what can be done? What is it that we can do? Is money needed? We send so that somebody out there can really work and help these people, or how can we help them to be relocated?
Well, something that we've learned, and something we're looking forward to partnering with you all, is that we've found that it's a very slow process, and some say even as low as 1% of asylum seekers actually get relocated to a safe place.
1 out of 100.
But if they have a tie in a country that is open to receiving them, someone who is willing to pick them up at the airport and help them find an apartment, all of this. The government pays for everything, but they just need someone, a friend, who will help them get settled in America and make sure that they can go get groceries and help them. If they don't have some English, they get some English learning at the school. And the government provides the services. They just need a friend to help them. And if a church or a family were to say, we would be willing to sign papers to help people come here, then that can speed up that process and their wait.
Then Greg, I want you to get us the information so that at ASAP Ministries, people can call us and they can say, I am willing to be one of those people that will connect and sponsor. What does it mean? Tell me what it means, and we can give them exact details. So can we do that?
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
Okay.
And I think also just a part of that, how we would help, I think there's also the aspect that they do need relief. But we want to make sure that it's the local members helping them. And so by partnering, we can love these people, take care of them, and put a face on them so that we can see it's not just a statistic.
So then our people can join us at ASAP Ministries to actually send money that can be processed through the local church to adequately, effectively help these people.
Exactly. That would be wonderful.
Thank you, Greg. I'm sure there's much more to share, much more to tell, and more stories are going to happen in the future because we've taken time to talk about this, pray about it, and ask people to help. As God leads you, please contact us at ASAP Ministries to see what more details you can find out to get involved, helping to reach out to asylum seekers in Bangkok, Thailand. Together, let's reach the world ASAP.